nobody cares about this great iPhone. And few months ago everybody was talking about it, and now it's just dead silent, and all you're left with is just poorly done iPhone 14 and 14 Plus, and the more expensive iPhone 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max. And what iPhone am I specifically talking about? Well, I think there is no surprise really to that. The iPhone 13 Pro and iPhone 13 Pro Max. Like, here's the thing. Few months ago, it was a flagship top of the line iPhone that you could get for $1,000 or even more, top specs. It was so perfect, and I talked about it in the previous videos, how Apple really perfected the iPhone 13 Pro when it came to, improving the flaws of the redesigned iPhone 12 Pro. They improved the battery, they finally improved the screen with better refresh rate, even better brightness. They really improved the cameras, the overall low light performance, and the features it offered, while leaving this classic iPhone design that was just so good when it came to the iPhone 13 Pro. And the thing is that now this iPhone is sold no more, and for the same price in most countries. For example, in my country, you are left with iPhone 14 that literally costs the same as iPhone 13 Pro costed like 3 months ago. Literally the same price, and you get worse screen, you don't get that premium build, you get kind of worse camera. I mean, you don't have Pro RAW, you don't have extra telephoto lens, like you don't have that LiDAR, you don't have, as I said, ProMotion. All you get is really, the same processor and pretty much, iPhone 14 for a bit more expensive price. And here's the thing, iPhone 13 Pro was such a perfect iPhone in many ways. Like, it's still super similar to iPhone 14 Pro, because guess what? Most people will not use 48 megapixel camera because it takes tons of size. Overall, it takes plenty of editing of that raw pictures, so people don't care about it. Some people don't really care about always on display, and they say they just disable that. So there is that. The performance is really similar, the smoothness is almost identical. Dynamic Island seems like a nice gimmick, but I don't think it's really a game changer when it comes to using your iPhone. And overall, these phones are super similar. And what I'm trying to get, and my point in this video is this, that you have a super similar phone to iPhone 14 Pro in the form of iPhone 13 Pro, which is also way better in every way pretty much than iPhone 14, while now being cheaper and not so popular. And just because it's no more popular, because Apple physically had to discontinue this iPhone because it was just too good to stay in the lineup. It would cannibalize the sales of probably 14 Pro if it got the lower prices. It would kill the iPhone 14 because it's overall a better phone. And just because people don't talk about 13 Pro or 13 Pro Max, that doesn't mean these phones are gone. Like, you can still get them from some nice deals, and if you can get them, like, these are fantastic smartphones that will offer you so much more than the iPhone 14 series. Like, just compare, people are, so excited about iPhone 14 Plus. I mean, actually not really, because, this phone is not selling well at all. But like, people are telling, oh, you finally have a, cheaper, bigger iPhone. Yeah, sure, but like, you can get iPhone 13 Pro Max for the same price, while, getting better build, getting telephoto camera, which is actually really nice, because 5 times digital zoom on a phone that costs $900. Like, it's kind of insane, And on iPhone 13 Pro Max, you have that telephoto camera, which gives you a decent zoom. You still have the same processor, you have better smoothness thanks to the overall better and smoother screen, brighter screen, better build quality. Like, dude, you really cannot go wrong with the iPhone 13 Pro series. And just because it's discontinued and nobody talks about it doesn't mean it's a great phone. This is the iPhone that will last pretty much so many more years. It's kind of insane. And if you get this model right now, you will really enjoy it, and probably way more than you would ever do with iPhone 14 or 14 Plus. Hope you did enjoy. I'm really curious what you still think about iPhone 13 Pro. I personally think it's pretty much, very similar to iPhone 14 Pro. They still share so many, similarities. Design, camera performance is pretty similar, to be honest, because most people don't use 48 megapixel cameras. Still have the lightning port, still have MagSafe ProMotion display. The performance is really very similar. The RAM is identical. The software is pretty much identical. So I still think it's a great option. I think it's a way better option than iPhone 14, for example. And if you can get your hands on iPhone 13 Pro series, like, you really are a real winner in that case, you know. Hope you have a great day. Until next time.